Good morning, Geminis. It's early here. It's about 9 o'clock Saturday morning. Who knows when I'll get this uploaded. It takes a while sometime. Anyway, I'm curious about your reading because I have a lot of connections to Gemini. My moon is Gemini. My mother was a Gemini, great woman. I've had a lot of close relationships with Geminis. We're opposites on the astrological chart, which is a good thing. I brought out the Page of Swords to keep us company here and to have something to look at. The Page of Swords is all about communication, which seems appropriate, about truth and justice and being open. So today I hope we get some good positive messages for you. But truthful is the main thing. Okay, the other thing is I skipped the intro on this video that I did in the last 4 videos. It's about my workshop, my work table, and stuff like that. So if you're interested, go back and just watch the first minute or so. Okay, let's see what we're going to get. If you haven't been here before, I'll explain as we go. We roll dice instead of shuffling cards. And we have 65. And this dice here determines whether it's upright or in reverse. In this case, it's upright because it's even. Even numbers are upright, odd numbers are reversals. I'm going to write this down. 66, huh? Some people would freak out by that number. 66, wait, no, wrong. 65, that's better. 65, upright. Let's see what else we get. What messages can we get for Gemini today? October 2020. 33, upright. I have no idea what's going to come out because all the pieces are in boxes and they're placed in there randomly. Plus you have the dice, which could come out any number of ways, endless really. And then when I put them back in the box after your reading and after each reading, I don't put them back in the same order. 43, reverse. Right? 43, reverse. What messages can you give us for Gemini today? That's a 0. 4, upright. You have a lot of upright. That's a good thing, usually. One more, we're going to do 5. And for the reading, might use tarot and oracle cards to clarify. 24, reverse. You have 2 3s here, 3 4s, 5 6. I don't know if that means anything, but I'll go over the boxes, pull the pieces, and be back with your reading. Hello, my Gemini friends and family. Have all your pieces here. Pretty wild, huh? See a lot of magenta and pink and yellow. I decided to cleanse a little bit here. Smells good. If I don't knock everything over. All filmmakers love smoke and fire. This is for good vibes. So with all this color, thought I'd take a second and look up chakra colors. What I found is this magenta color is the very top of your skull, which is your crown chakra. That's your spirituality. That's where you get downloads. The other one I looked at was yellow, which is your navel chakra. That's about power. The yellow lies right between love and sexuality. Cool, right? So, as you remember, we had a couple pieces reversed here, and that's what this little R is about. I'm brushing off the little ashes I just got all over my table. Yeah, so those little R's indicate reversals. And what we ended up with, I'll go over them quickly, one by one, then I'll go back and give an overall read from my point of view. Then we'll clarify with a couple cards and end with a Moonology card. So we start with the sun. Oh, no. We start with the star right here. That was 65 upright. The star is Aquarius, fellow air sign. The center is the wheel, Jupiter. That number was 33 upright. 43 is Judgment in reverse. That's this one over here. Then we have the Four of Pentacles, or Four of Coins, Capricorn, Earth, ruled by the Sun. And the last piece is your sign, Air. The second one on the board, that's the Three of Swords, my version of it. Usually it's a heart with 3 swords in it. I chose to change it up a little because it's really about what's in your head more than what's in your heart. So that's a brain split in half for the twins. And there's a sword, a scissors, and a match. As far as meaning goes, the star is pretty much about a guiding light, a wish, coming out of something. In fact, this whole thing, almost every piece here, is about change. In fact, I'm going to look up the lyrics for David Bowie's song, Changes. That'll be curious to see what he comes up with. All right, let me go a little further first. The wheel is definitely about change for the better and upright. Judgment is also about change, and Judgment is in Pluto, and Pluto is about change and power. You remember I mentioned power in the chakra. Judgment in reverse, though, in this case, is about being stuck. Maybe a relapse has occurred. The Four of Coins, the oyster in the back, that's upright, and it's about after we build up our security, build our home, our finances, our stability, then we secure it. We have to secure it. We want to hold on to it. But we have to hold on to it, but not hold on to it so much. In other words, work every minute that we forget about our heart. We don't let love in because we're too busy working. There's a lot of that going on now. In fact, I think this whole pandemic thing made it worse. Companies expect more. People are on call 24/7. So we have to remind ourselves that there's a lot more to life than work. And the last piece, the Three of Swords, in reverse. Normally that's a really tough energy. I mean, one of the toughest in the deck. It's usually about a major breakup, really major suffering, being stabbed in the heart, being stabbed in the brain. It's just painful. Take a while to get over something like that. But in reverse, it's a little better because now you're past that. You're past the worst of it anyway. And moving into the next stages, which are about healing. I'm going to look up those David Bowie lyrics. I don't know about you, but I wasn't real good at listening to lyrics when I was a kid. The older I got, the more I listened to them. And especially if something in particular was happening in my life. Okay, I'm going to read them to you. I still don't know what I was waiting for, and my time was running wild. A million dead-end streets, and every time I thought I'd got it made, it seemed the taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself to face me, but I've never caught a glimpse of how the others must see the faker. I'm much too fast to take that test. Changes, turn and face the strange. Okay, pretty cool, right? I don't mean my singing, that's awful. So, go back to the reading. So starting out, we have this guiding light of the star. We're coming out of a major upset probably, and looking for guidance. And we found it in the star. I should also mention that these first pieces, the ones in the front row, are all major arcana, meaning they're more powerful, that the divine is involved. Whether you ask for their help or not, in this spread, messages are coming from the divine, and they have a hand in something here. And there's 3 out of 5, so that's pretty powerful stuff. The star can also be, everybody talks about, it's like maybe you know somebody's a star, rock star, movie star, local star, athletic star. It could be anybody. And maybe you follow them. Maybe David Bowie, somebody like him, somebody you look to, you listen to. And we get energy from these things. Music's a great source of energy. Children are a great source of energy, positive energy. You can look at the stars at night. I don't know where you live. Some places they're a lot more obvious and beautiful than others. Up near New York, you can hardly see any stars. South Jersey, it's a lot better. I drove cross country when I was moving to San Francisco, and I saw things that were amazing. I think I was in Wyoming, and I had no idea the sky could look like that. It's very inspirational. So we could look to the stars for inspiration. The piece here, that's the wheel. The wheel is always turning, and it's about change. Some change has occurred for you, major change. Could be a year, could be longer. I believe it's that's upright. Wheel is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of personal expansion. It's the house that brings good luck and good fortune. The house of optimism, confidence, and pride. I consider the wheel good energy. I love change. Everyone's reluctant when it comes to change. It's easier to stay on course, especially if things are good. But when I look back at my life, I'm amazed. Things happen I would never dream of, that I wouldn't even dare to ask. I would have thought it too greedy to even ask. So, hopefully for you, this change is for the better. Better than ever. Hope everything's great. You might not even realize that you're headed in that direction. Next piece is reversed. That's judgment in reverse. And it's kind of like if the wheel got stuck, or you can't see any stars at night. There's no movement. In fact, it could be worse than that. It could be an actual relapse when it's in reverse. Every time I see the judgment, I think of the Last Judgment and all the beautiful art created around it. Botticelli, Michelangelo. And judgment's ruled by Pluto. Pluto is about compulsive forces and the unconscious that can bring about great transformation. It's about organizing and dealing with society. And I think I mentioned earlier, it's also about power. So we've had power mentioned in the chakras. So there's strength here. Strength that no matter what you're facing, you can get through it. We get to the Four of Coins, Four of Pearls here, I guess. That's Capricorn, Earth sign, ruled by the sun. The sun's a great force. It's about will and self-motivation. We have a sense of confidence, strength, creativity. So really, there's a lot of good energy here. A lot of movement, a lot of forward movement. I get the sense of healing with the star and the wheel and judgment. But then we get to the last piece, this Three of Swords. When we're in the process of healing, it can take a while and we can go back and forth. Not every day is a good day, but after a while, there's more good days than bad days. Not sure where you're at in this process. Maybe you're not resonating with this at all, and everything's cool, and that's great. Could be somebody else that you know. If there is, maybe you'd like to reach out to them. When I think about the healing process, I don't know why, because I've never been in a program, but I think of the 12-step program. I think I saw it in a movie or something. That's why it comes to my mind. I know around the middle or past the middle a little bit in 12 steps is the part where, I vaguely remember a movie where somebody makes a list of the people that they wronged. And part of the process is they're supposed to contact those people and make amends. And that makes a lot of sense. And if they don't do that, they not only don't make it out of the program, they don't really heal properly. And that makes me think about people have problems. They had problems. That's why we're going to see somebody, to see a professional. And anybody who needs it should, definitely. But some of them, they didn't really get it. And they would act like, oh, well, I'm going to therapy, so everything's cool. Whatever I did doesn't matter. I have a clean slate now. That's not really the proper way to deal with it. So anyway, I'm no expert, that's for sure, about any of this stuff, but I'm really talking about the cards. So, I think I'll pull some clarifying cards. It's a little hard this time because there's so many majors, but I think I'll do the reversals. Yeah. I'm going to use this Visconti deck. These are little mini cards, you can tell by the size of my thumb. I'm going to move the camera. Try to shuffle a little on the camera here for you. If I don't wreck everything. It's tight, very tight. I shuffled these cards earlier, but it's nice to show you. When I do shuffle, I like to look at the center of the card. And this is a Cavaliere di Bastoni. The Knight of Wands. This deck comes in 4 languages, I think it is. Really nice. One reason I picked it is we have enough color in this spread with my pieces. Okay. Cut the deck. We're going to try to get some clarity. Let's start with Judgment, since that came first. Okay, we got the... I don't know if that was in reverse or not. I think it was the Two of... The Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands in reverse. In the upright, the Two of Wands, it's usually a guy standing there looking at the water, holding on to one wand, the other wand stuck in the dirt, looking out at the ships passing by on the water, dreaming of his fortune. He's planning. Wands are fire. They have energy. He's also making decisions while he's standing there thinking. But in reverse, I mean, it's not as bad as some reversals. It's still about personal goals. But there's more of a little bit, well, there's a little bit of fear of the unknown. You know, a little insecurity. Maybe he or she realizes they should have planned a little more. Now, what does that have to do with us? Well, we talked about a lot of change here. Talked about healing and power. So with this card, maybe we need to plan. Maybe we need to think some more about this. We're on the right track, but we have the energy and the fire. But maybe we're working haphazardly. 2 is only at the beginning, so you're not that far into the process. So it's never a bad idea to take a look at your plan, go back, study it. But at the same time, do it with fire and passion. Don't get stuck. Sorry about that. I had to take a break to change my card. Ran out of memory. So I had a pretzel, having a little tea. So we were saying that the Two of Wands in reverse, we're making headway, starting over basically, starting a new path. And we need a little more work on our plan. So let's clarify the Three of Swords, the air card. I should mention too, there's no cups here. Cups represent love. I'm not even sure there's another person involved in this. We're not showing up in any court cards. There's no kings, princes, pages. There's a card. Okay. Oh, it's funny I just said that because we have the Re di Coppe. That's the King of Cups. So we got cups, which is love, which I just said we didn't have. I'm gonna put it over here. It'll look cool, more balanced. So the Re di Cups, King of Cups, King of Hearts, King of Love. Glad to see he comes in at the end. That kind of goes along with what I was saying, how It's important to be stable for our family, for ourselves, to work hard for the present and the future. But at the same time, we have to keep our hearts open. The King of Cups. The King of Cups is an interesting king. He's a king I like. He's emotionally balanced, compassionate man or woman, very diplomatic. Beautiful cup in the artwork. He's a king that's emotional, but he has his emotions in check. They're just part of his nature. He doesn't have to think about it. Even when things are rough, he's learned how to stay open to his emotions without being overwhelmed by them. He knows how to maintain his personal boundaries, level-headed, uses his intellect to make smart decisions. He's the kind of person we'd like to have as a friend, a father, a lover. So since we're ending with that card, basically, there's movement forward. We keep moving forward. And there's actually a good balance here. But I think I'll pull a Moonology card. They're great. I've been using them on everybody's spread recently. This is the book. I recommend getting it. I'm going to shuffle a little. I'm going to try. These are big cards, the opposite of the mini cards in front of us now. I don't read reversals. I'm going to try to get one card. Hopefully it'll be something that sums this whole reading up. That's been the case in a lot of readings. In the end, tarot gives us things to think about. We're all at different stages. Things are happening in our life, but we're all connected too. So like I said, if this is not relating to you, maybe it's relating to somebody you know. A friend. Maybe you could give some friend some advice, or at least be there. All right, that's enough shuffling. Let's see what we get. Whoa, there you go. I don't know why I'm always surprised when cards pop out. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Okay, I'm going to read out of the book. Keep it short. There, oh man, it came right to it. That never happens. This is the page. You can screenshot it if you want. Go back to it, read it later. Okay. Step out of your comfort zone. There's a strong feeling when you get this card that it's time to leave the past behind somehow, because you're headed in the right direction. That's what we've been talking about the whole time. It's amazing. If you want to be happy and fulfilled, you need to get going towards doing the right thing that scares you, within reason. This card is all about living your life purpose, which is possibly what you've asked about. It's urging you to dare to do something different with your life and your direction, to take action. The last reading, I think it was the last one, was all about taking action. So, are you willing to follow through and lead the life you're incarnated to live? If you finally find the courage to make that leap, there's a good chance you'll come to ask yourself, why did I wait so long? Here's some other points. Attuned to the moon. I know I'm headed in the right direction. That would be a good affirmation to say every day for a while, a few times a day. I know I'm headed in the right direction. Additional meanings for this card. You're headed for something which feels like destiny. You need to face a fear and get over it. Time to stop obsessing about someone or something. Stand on your own 2 feet. Last point, you've got this! Exclamation point. Okay, I love that. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Bring a friend next time and hang out. Love y'all.